Hey, Ralph, thanks for taking time to talk with us. You guys forced a bunch of turnovers today, held them to like 120 yards after, they went on that 52-yard drive to start the game. Just talk about the way the defense played as you guys tried to respond to San Jose State's opening drive.
Oh yeah, the defense we played as one unit, and that was one thing that we were trying to stress that we need to go into this game with is working as one unit and everybody rallying to the ball. And pursuit is such a big thing on defense, and that's one thing we had to emphasize this week because San Jose State, they're a really downhill team, and we didn't want them to get in the motion of just running on us and everything like that. So, pursuit was one of the biggest attributes that we had. This week in preparation for San Jose State.
You guys obviously got to the quarterback a lot today. Was that one of the main focal points going into this game?
Oh yeah, we studied this quarterback all week. We know his history of where he's transferred and how he's played over the past years in his collegiate career. So it was just a thing of studying the film and studying the O-line and the different pass sets and the different ways they protect their quarterback. And we really emphasize getting to the quarterback because we give him too much time. That's when he gets in the rhythm, and that's one thing we were trying to avoid this game.
Last week against Pittsburgh, the defensive backs maybe didn't fare so well. How much of an emphasis was it for you guys as a front four to help them out a little bit and I guess maybe not allow the receivers to run open for so long?
Oh, yeah, it was a big emphasis. Those were some young guys that we had back there last week. But, as leaders up front and all the seniors that we have up front, we emphasize that, we can't just put this on the young guys. This is partially our fault, too. So, we really emphasize on our pass rush, how aggressive we are in our pass rush, and the different things that we can do that just help the back end so they're just not back there with a lot of time and everything like that.
You guys caused a ton of chaos, all the turnovers. How'd it feel to, see that pass rush kind of hit home and force some of those mistakes?
Oh yeah, it was great. It's just the result of what you've been working on. Even though I'm not where I want to be yet, and we're not where we want to be yet as a whole, but everyone really got home, and we were just really persistent in our pass rush. Working on different moves, trying different moves out in practice. Extra work is such a big thing with our D-line, and just working as one cohesive group, is what ultimately got everyone to the quarterback.
Pretty tough non-conference schedule here, but you guys got through it 3-1. How much confidence does that give you going into MAC play?
Oh yeah, that gives us a ton of confidence, and hopefully that confidence propels us in the right manner to the next week. We're going for 4, and that's the main goal. Nobody is deriving from that goal. This has a huge momentum shift for the team, especially after the wins we've had. But we're ready to get into MAC play, ready to get into conference play, ready to get into some action. So.
All right, and kind of a maybe a difficult and unique circumstance with Coach Lester. Unfortunately, not being able to be with the team this week and today. What did you see from Coach Esposito that you thought kind of helped you guys stay on task and not get distracted by that?
One thing that Coach Espo really emphasizes is the energy aspect that just draws everybody's attention, and it forces people to focus on and hone in on what he's delivering to us. So, it was just a big thing of Espo. Everybody has a lot of respect for Esposito, the same way that we have respect for Lester. I mean, just because Lester, it's unfortunate what happened to Lester, but the coach will be fine. But Espo did step in and did fill that role, and he led us the same way. So I'm just proud that the team really reacted well, and that we all have a mature enough leadership that we didn't have to put everything on Espo when Lester was gone.
You and Ali are both incredibly talented on that line. How does it, open up in your game, or what do you see when you play with a guy like Ali that may open up your game?
Ali's my guy. We came in here together as freshmen in 2017, and it's just us having that cohesive work with each other. It's really a big plus having a guy as talented as Ali on the edge. And I'm covering for him. He covers for me. We have that chemistry that we've been working on for almost 5 years now. So, it's been great, and it gives teams something to look at. From from a pass rushing standpoint because, me and Ali, we're coming with it and everything like that. But, the other D linemen, they create havoc over there, which makes it easier on us. So without them, we couldn't really do anything.
Hey, Corey. The offense, I guess, didn't perform as well as it did last week, but, you still moved the ball when you needed to. Just talk about, I guess, what you saw from the unit and maybe from San Jose State's defense that gave you guys a little bit of trouble this week.
I wouldn't say they gave us trouble. I would say it was just mental errors on our part. We were shooting ourselves in our foot a lot of times, just not capitalizing on, drives we should have had. We should have capitalized on when our defense got off the field. So I just say mental errors on our part.
That 4th and 4 play, you guys scored the long touchdown. You got behind the defense. What was the play call, and is that kind of how it was designed for you to get behind their secondary?
Yeah, it was just it was a little deep concept, but they got through a little bit. K was scrambling a little bit, and he just found me. He looked up, and I was just down there wide open by myself. So it's just back to our scramble rules, like backyard football, basically. Just get open at that point.
Pretty stiff wind coming in today at Waldo Stadium. It seemed like that might have had a little bit of an effect in the first quarter. Did you notice the wind? Did that affect the passing game at all, do you think, in the first quarter when you guys were going into it?
A little bit. It played a little role, but not as big a factor as, I thought it was going to play.
All right, and then you guys 3-1 going into MAC play. It's got to feel good coming off a Power 5 win and then performance like this. But, you still have the goal of the MAC championship ahead. What's the team's mentality, moving on from this one and, shifting toward Buffalo and MAC opponents?
Our mentality is just to go 1-0 each week. Never get too high, never get too low. We just going through any opponent who's in our way every single time. And, we just always just keeping our head on straight. We never get too cocky. We just stay straight and just go.
Defense forced a bunch of turnovers, made nothing easy for San Jose State. Could you just talk about the way they kind of wreaked havoc and, forced San Jose State into a bunch of mistakes?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing we talked about all week was playing together and being unselfish. And when you have sacks and you have interceptions and you have fumbles, that's a bunch of guys doing the right thing all the time. And sometimes that doesn't get shown in the stats. Like, you're going to look at the stats and say they had X amount of sacks. Well, on those sacks, we had unbelievable coverage. So it let those guys get those sacks. And then you're going to say, oh, man, that was an unbelievable pick or a PBU. Well, they got that pick or PBU because the guys up front were doing what they had to do, or a linebacker dropped in coverage was really, really good. I felt like we played team defense. Like, there wasn't a break, or when there was a break, there was a couple times where guys got cut free, and up front we were really good. There was some times where we lost contain, and the coverage was really good. So we played together, and I think that was the biggest thing. I think when we do that, we can be pretty good. And it was also great to get a couple guys healthy back. You got the Delano Ware back. You got Seelig, who gets the pick early in the game, kind of kicks it off for us. So it was good for that on that aspect.
Coming off that Pittsburgh game where you gave up a career day to Kenny Pickett, how did it feel to put together this type of performance?
It was good. It was awesome. I think our guys responded. Kenny for Pitt is a really, really, really good quarterback. And we talk about, stopping the run, and that's what we did versus them. Now he threw the ball all over the yard. But it was good for our guys to be back and put a performance that they can kind of hang their hat on, and they did a great job. It was a great team effort. And we talk about the defense. I don't know what was the time of possession. I don't know. I don't have that in front. Yeah, I felt like the offense had the ball forever today. So what that does for a defense, especially a defense that's missing starters, it lets them rest. So you can play those guys play after play after play after play, and it was really good. That's where for us tonight the offense was really, really good.
And then their running back, Nevins, I believe his name was, really hard to bring down. What was the message to your team? Because it looked like in the second quarter he was, bouncing off tacklers pretty well there.
We got to run our feet. I mean, he's a 235-pound, 5'11" kid, thick legs. He didn't play last week. comes back in this week, and he did a great job. And we knew it coming in, like, you need to swarm to the football and you need to wrap up and run your feet. Well, I felt like we were wrapping up, but we weren't running our feet. I felt like we had guys to a guy to the football, not multiple guys to the football. And that was when we came in at halftime, that was our big deal. Like, if we're going to make a tackle, it's going to be an assisted tackle because there'll be somebody else there. No more solo tackles. No more guys being by themselves. Do it together, and the guys really responded in the second half. It was awesome.
Ryan Seelig, first career interception. Coach Lester mentioned that he is, a great communicator with the defense. Getting him back, what did that do for the linebacker unit and just kind of the defense as a whole to get them on the same page?
It's awesome. Like, he's like a coach having a coach out there. He's like a coach out there. Corver Moment was like a coach out there. He gets the D-line set up right. He communicates in the back end. It was awesome. We have non-negotiables. Like, our 3 non-negotiables are great communication, great effort, great eye discipline. Like, that's it. Like, if you want to say, Coach, what do you need to do to win the game? Great communication, great effort, eye discipline. Those 3 things can win every game we play. And when he's out there, he really, really helps with that communication piece. And it was awesome. He did a great job today. And the guys around him played awesome.
How much different was it for you in this game to kind of take on those head coaching duties with Coach Lester away today?
Honestly, not really. Like, the way Coach Lester runs the program is awesome. Like, we operate separately. Like, I was on the offense a couple times, but the majority of the time, I mean, I was just listening. You know, they're so good. They know what they're doing. It's not like I was the head coach and, like, when Coach Lester's here, Coach Lester sits and watches film with the defense, watches film with the offense, so he can kind of have his hands in both. I didn't do that. I didn't watch any. I mean, I watched a little bit with Mike Bath and Eric last night just so I had an idea. But it was smooth. It was easy. There was a couple of those 4th downs. I said, go for it. We were down there. The wind was whipping up, and then there was a 4th down on our sideline by the ceiling where we probably should have kicked the field goal. And I said, go for it. So I'll probably have a conversation with Coach Lester about it. He'll probably tell me that was a good call on that one and a bad call on the other one. So it'll be fun.
There's plenty of sacks and quarterback pressure to go around for the defense today. Is that something you came into this game kind of looking to do?
Yeah, I mean, going into their last game versus Hawaii, he's had been sacked 9 times in a year and a half. Then they had 2 versus Hawaii, and he got rattled a little bit. So we felt like if we could get to him, we would have a shot. You know, going into the week, we had 2 separate 3rd down game plans. We had a 3rd down because his average time getting rid of the ball was 2.4 seconds. So we had a game plan where, hey, if the blitz doesn't get there, this is what we're going to run. And then we had a game plan like what we normally do. If we bring pressure, this is what we're going to be in. And it worked out for us. I mean, those guys up front and the guys in the back end covering did an unbelievable job. We gave them a couple different things that they hadn't seen yet. But at the end of the day, it wasn't anything crazy or tricky. It was the guys playing hard. Like, I could tell you that we drew up this awesome scheme and we put this new coverage in and this new blitz. That wasn't it. It was just our guys decided that they wanted to pay attention to details. And there's been a couple things Coach Lester has been harping on our guys about, and us as coaches have been harping on them, and that's details, details, details. Like, if I'm rushing off the edge and I know protection's coming at me and I got to bend, I want to make sure I'm bending and I'm not standing up. I'm not having that bad eye discipline. And the guys did a great job with it today. And I don't know how many sacks we had, but it seemed like there was a bunch. 8? Wow. I don't remember the last time I had 8 sacks in a game.
October 1st, 2016.
Yeah. So, and that was a good football team. I mean, they're good. They're a good offense. And, hats off to our guys. They did a great job preparing.
Yeah, you guys had a lot of people filling in the secondary today, and especially like through this year, you've had a lot of people filling on defense. What can you say about the depth of your defense?
I mean, the guys it's next man up. We brought Dorian Jackson in as a transfer, and he's been great for us. We had Bustle that came over, and he hurt himself, so he stepped up. Dorian has. TC's come back after a knee injury. He's been really good. And then you have Kanai and Wofford, 2 young guys that have done a great job at the corner position. Then at safeties, Jake Myrtle started safety for us today and played unbelievable. He's another one, like, he backs up Seelig. So, like, the communication piece from those 2 guys are literally like our linebacker coach and our safety coach standing out there. So it's really, really good. The guys have next man up mentality. No one's gonna take a break on you because you're not playing your starters. Like, that's not the case. We have to do what we have to do to win football games, and that's what we're trying to do.
And then what has it meant for you guys to have Sky Moore back these past 2 weeks? Obviously, it's unlocked a different part of your offense.
Yeah, I mean, the kid's dynamic. Like, he's one of the most dynamic players in the country. You know, it gives the offense those big explosion plays, and it gives, like, he is a guy where all the 50-50 balls that get thrown his way, he catches. They don't become 50-50 balls. All those tough catches, he does it. And he does what people don't see. He does a great job blocking. Like, he's unbelievable. Like, when those runs get popped off the edge, that's because he's doing a great job blocking. And he's a great player. We're lucky to have him. He's awesome. And it makes our offense better. It makes our team better because our guys on defense see it too. So it was exciting to see him roll around today.
Penalty is a little bit of an issue today. Kind of
Yeah.
shot yourself in the foot sometimes on offense, and then for their field goal drive, 30 yards of it came off two 15-yarders.
Yeah.
Is that something that I guess what do you see regarding the penalties? Is something
Sloppy.
that you think needs to get cleaned up?
Yeah, we were sloppy. We were sloppy with it. Like, you win the game, so sometimes you forget. The guys do, but we will remind them tomorrow. Sloppy. We were sloppy. The drive they have, we get hands to the face on Ralph, roughing the passer, which it is what it is. They called it. There's a pass interference, so we give them 15 yards there. There's another pass interference later on in the game, and those pass interference calls get kind of tricky because I'm telling those guys to play aggressive. So it's a lot of interpretation there. So I don't want to take them off from being aggressive, but we have to be better as a team with penalties because that's going to come back and bite you in the butt a little bit. So we were sloppy, and we'll fix it. We got to get better at it. We'll get back up to it on Sunday. We'll evaluate and go from there.
One more.
I know the team's goal this whole season has been to win the 4th MAC championship in program history. How are you guys feeling? Sitting 3-1 heading into Buffalo.
Doesn't really and I told the guys this today after the game. It doesn't really matter. Like, 3-1's great. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to apologize for winning, but we're in MAC now, and the MAC is the only thing that matters to us. We want to go win 4, and next week starts the first game. We're excited about it. It should be a great challenge. Buffalo's a great team, and we'll get ready to roll next week.
All right. Final time of possession, by the way, 38-22 Broncos.
I mean, we played a great game on defense, awesome, but our guys are able to play at that level because of the offense holding on to the football. It's unbelievable. And that's what we talked about. The whole message this week was we got to be together. There's going to be adversity. There's going to be curveballs thrown at you. Family is the first letter in 4. And if we play as a family and we play together, we win the game. And that's what we did tonight. So it was awesome.